Not
Oh,
yet.
there we are. Oh, recording started.
There we are.
There we
We're
are.
live.
Live. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
And Erin. Everyone and Erin.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Yeah, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. And the weeks are flying, like literally.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe
Yeah,
like school's almost out soon.
I know. It was
Like
yeah,
2
it was
weeks.
just the weekend. We were just at the beach. I don't understand what this is.
It's like a time warp.
Yeah. So craziness. Oh, but here we are for part 3 of our part 3 of our series.
If anyone feels that time is passing them way past, if time is passing them by quickly, like abnormally quick, put a thumbs up down there or a smiley face or something. But yes, Erin, going back to Erin. So we are part 3 of this series. If you missed any of it, you can always go back and rewatch on our YouTube channel.
Yep. Yeah. And also let us know that you can hear us so that that you're here and you can hear us, and we can know that everything's working technology wise.
Yes. Feedback is always important.
Yeah. All right.
So it's always our intro. Who are you becoming after letting go? Rebuilding yourself. I don't think we think about it as rebuilding, right? It's just another phase. It's another step, maybe. But it really is rebuilding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we had already talked about accepting what is, releasing the control, stop fighting it,
Mm-hmm.
and how to move forward. And now, who am I becoming?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because when we let go of stuff, when we let go of, all the stuff inside of us, we're releasing it. It's creating more space, right? And that space can feel freeing. It can also feel very unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about that unfamiliarity last week. Remember?
Yeah. Standing in the field naked, being vulnerable and just being there, but standing in possibility versus fear.
Right.
And I think that's a huge shift. And again, if anybody understands that shift of standing in possibility versus fear, or is working on getting there, leave a comment below, because it's so freeing and it's fun. Then it's actually fun,
Yeah.
I mean, the healing journey isn't easy. Right? It's hard to step back and look at what's working, what's not working within yourself.
Right.
But then when you get to that point, maybe that tip, that you've been working, and you're at that top where you can finally sit and look and be, and then have that moment of clarity where, wow, anything really is possible. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. And the understanding that it takes time. So being patient when you're going through all of that and moving through it. It isn't something that happens overnight. And
we talked about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. It could
just
take
sitting in it, being patient. Yep.
It could take months. It could take, who knows, years, who knows. But it is a constant, it's a daily reminder to yourself, and just sitting in that possibility and just being patient and being open to what is.
Yeah. Which goes into trusting what is to be, what will happen, trusting within yourself, finding that trust again.
Right. Yep.
And then taking that trust to be able to move forward gently and calmly.
Yeah.
And peacefully, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to talk about identity after releasing and rebuilding that trust with yourself, learning how to move forward gently, and becoming maybe a new identity, somebody new, without abandoning really who you are at your core.
Yeah. People talk a lot about letting go, let them, let go, trust the process, but nobody really talks about what happens afterwards. What does that actually feel like? What does that actually mean to be
Mm-hmm.
able to step back and just let go of the control, let go of manipulation,
Yeah.
within yourself, within someone else, within, life, or bartering and making deals, with your higher person, God or whatever. If I do this, will you give me this? Or people, I mean, come on, it's true. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we do, like we already said, when we do let go and we have this sense of freedom, this freeness about us, there's it's almost like something's missing. And then you're kind of going, now what? There's this open space and this feels super unfamiliar. And I things don't fit with me anymore like they used to. And
Yeah. That,
right.
yeah, that resistance, that inner conflict takes up a lot of space, takes up a lot of energy, takes up a lot of space in your mind. The constant overthinking, the constant flipping back and forth, the what ifs, the what coulds, the what shoulds, all that. God, that's exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to find yourself really questioning um,
What's next? Or, sorry to interrupt, or are you creating a habit where you're looking for something else to fight with because it's so uncomfortable to be peaceful and calm?
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
But I was going to say also, like, when you shift, sometimes the people around you that aren't shifting um,
Will.
you don't really feel as connected to them as maybe you once did. And that can sometimes be really difficult. So either the old identities, um, it's uncomfortable to be like, oh man, I don't jive with this person, or I'm releasing this and now I have this space. And we can tend to go back to those old patterns, like Tiffany was saying, like trying to find something else now to control because we
Yeah.
release that one, because it's an identity and it's a pattern, it's a behavior that's ingrained in us.
Hmm.
um, and so that's why it's kind of a constant thing that we're constantly reminding ourselves. And
Hmm.
so, you know, how do you how do you get past those old mechanisms that no longer
Hmm.
serve you, right?
Right.
um,
Which we talked about the nervous system and how the nervous system goes to those things without you even realizing it cognitively, right? So then it always goes back to awareness and questioning, so that you can stop and shift, stop and shift, stop and pivot. What am I doing? What's happening here? Instead of reacting and going on panic mode or whatever, survival mode or whatever, because that's what your nervous system is used to doing. That is
mhm.
really sucks. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just not good. It's not good for us. And again, if we're just pushing through every day, we're not even realizing it until something explodes, your health or relationship or something tragic, usually to wake
Yeah.
us up.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we're changing, and some examples of that could be always, what you're kind of shifting out of. Um, could be like you're always the one that people rely on. You're the go to. You're always the yes person, right? You're always then, we're talking about controlling outcomes. And a lot of times we say, yes to things because we want to control the outcome to it. We want to be involved because we have to know what happens and we have to be there and have to manipulate our way in through there. And so we're trying to release all that. We're trying to release the feeling of always needing certainty, always needing to know what the outcome's going to be. And we're saying it's okay. it's okay to let that go and move on. Like stop, that's control and resistance and move on. So now
Mhm.
you feel freer, softer, right? More aware.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes healing feels uncomfortable, as we've said, because the version of you, of what you've known for so long, is changing.
Hmm.
And that's just part of healing. And that's why healing is so uncomfortable and it's not always fun.
Right,
It's not
right,
fun at all, actually, you know?
right. And so we talked about uh, fearing change, right? Why it's difficult, why it's hard. Sometimes it's not just that we're fearing change, where we're fearing um, who we will be without that struggle because we don't know ourselves
No,
without that
right.
struggle.
Exactly. What would life be like with peace, calm, not second guessing, not questioning, not calculating,
Mhm.
having plan B, C, D, E all the way to Z if A doesn't work, you know.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just think about like, I'm just like kind of thinking about how exhausting that sounds, like we were talking about it, like,
Mhm.
and that control and that fear and then just kind of like just letting go and trusting that it's all going to work out for your higher good. Like what is
Mhm.
meant, like it's so cliche, but it's true. Like what is meant to be will
Will
be,
be.
right?
Yeah.
Will be. And
Mhm.
this isn't, um, it's not who you are as a person. Um, there is yes, there is a certain amount of uncertainty within that for sure, for sure. Um, but not knowing what comes next is actually, it's kind of relaxing. It's kind of relaxing if you can really get into that space and just trust, like, trust that the best will come, right? What is meant for you.
And it actually, just like we said, it creates space and kind of clarity too. So, like you know, you're giving space to see what comes next, not what you can control what comes next,
Hmm. Hmm.
which is way different.
Right. And there can be a little bit of sadness with all of this,
Mhm.
with healing, with moving on, with growth. It can feel a little
Alone.
sad, or
Mhm.
alone, very lonely.
Mhm.
We had a whole discussion on that too, like um, why it does feel alone or lonely when you're on this journey. So just knowing that even when it's a healthy change within yourself,
Mhm.
um, it can be sad. It can be sad because you're letting go. You're actually releasing, and it is can be viewed as a little bit of a loss, right? A healthy loss.
Right. I mean, just for, a quick example and an easy one is like physical fitness. When you finally make that commitment to yourself that I need health in my life, I want to have a healthier body, I want to decrease pain, you know, once you make that commitment to yourself and then you start doing the things that you need to do to get there, you find the people that you might have went partying with every weekend, or the meals that you did at the food trucks, or some of the other things just aren't attractive to you anymore. And then when you
Mhm.
want to suggest different things, that group or friend is not interested because they're not on the same journey, and that's okay. That's okay.
Mhm.
But it might feel lonely. It might feel like loss because they're not ready to join in that journey with you. And it is your journey. So,
Right.
some people will join you and some people won't. But
And not to mention, you're missing out on some really good food sometimes.
well, that's a balance and that's a whole other conversation.
No, but when we're thinking about sadness and loss, it's like, yeah, like that
I
is the
want that mac and cheese, man.
A
Well, you know
truffle mac
what?
and cheese.
You can have a bite of it. No, I don't care.
No, we don't have to go there, but
You,
it's just,
you do
it's,
you.
I
But
thought.
yes, that is one view of scarcity.
Oh my gosh. But think
That's true.
about all the things that you gain, you will gain. And
And
that's
not
the hard.
wait.
Yeah. I think that's the hard part is when you're releasing old patterns, and you don't know what's next. You don't know what is meant for you to gain, what the good is that is going to come out of this.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's hard because if someone were to say, if you were to quit, this unhealthy lifestyle right now, like you are going to gain 20 more years of your life, you'd be like, hell yeah.
Oh,
Like if
yeah.
you knew for certain that that was going to
Hmm.
happen, you're going to be able to travel the world running marathons. You're going to be like, okay, whatever, right? But
Hmm.
like, we don't know. And that is why it's hard. You don't know what good is yet to come.
Hmm.
You just have to trust, right?
That it is. Yeah.
That it is.
Trust that it is.
Yep.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That could
Yeah.
be a new tattoo. Oh,
Oh
man.
gosh.
So we don't have to fear change, but sometimes we fear who will be without the struggle because it's
Mhm,
so familiar.
mhm,
And
mhm.
that's something to sit on.
Yeah. Yep. And instead of like trying to go backwards and say, how do I get back to who I was? It's really looking forward. Who am I becoming now? Where am I headed now? What is in store for me now? Right.
Mhm.
And in the future as I am shifting and changing. And so leaning into that, like we keep talking about, leaning into that trust,
Mhm.
right? Moving
Yeah.
forward gently.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, intuition and self trust kind of, I feel like kind of goes hand in hand a little bit. And when
Hmm.
you're in survival mode and you're in self inner turmoil and conflict, you don't hear that. You don't see
Hmm.
it. It's hard to see, um, because you're you're like in here all the time. So it's hard to be present, which
Hmm.
again keeps you from healing and moving forward. So
Yeah.
self trust is huge. Intuition,
Yeah.
listening to that intuition is huge. And that with that is gentleness. Gentle
Hmm.
on yourself, giving yourself grace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listening inward, not looking externally for all the validation or support or
Yeah.
people to support you. Sometimes they
Right.
will, sometimes they won't.
Right. So growth can and will be uncertain in times, and it will move slower than what you're used to. And you may experience a lot of emotional shifts. We talked about some grief in with
Mhm.
some of that. But there's also, like we talked about, the freedom, the release, which is can be very joyful,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So I mean sometimes so growth can look like responding differently, not reacting,
Yeah,
pausing, you
yeah,
know, resting without feeling guilty,
yeah,
creating boundaries without feeling guilty. And again, it goes back and to trust yourself.
yeah,
What is
yep,
it that I'm really looking for right now? What is this gonna forward me, or is it gonna not keep me stuck?
yep,
You know.
yeah, yeah. So good. So we have some thoughtful reflection questions for you guys.
Hmm.
Um, so a couple of things you can sit with and maybe journal through is what part of me no longer fits.
Mm. Mm. That's a good one.
Like where am I trying to go, right? Where am I
Yeah.
moving towards, and what part of my self or my past or whatever no longer fits. And
I'm trying to think of
sometimes
an example. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just say sometimes that could be people too, like
Mm-hmm.
moving on in this growth journey, like was holding me back, who doesn't quite understand, who am I not in alignment with anymore. So there's a part of that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the circumstances and people around you can no longer fit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in terms of what part of me no longer fits, the example I was thinking of was maybe, for an example, I really want to be a positive person, but when I get behind the wheel, that's gone. To make light of it, but truth, right? So that part of me, that negative, that anger, that frustration happens when driving in Southern California. That is not aligned with being peaceful and calm. So grounding yourself before you step in the car. Again, it's like, what part of me no longer fits? That version of me is a totally different person than the one I'm trying to create. So let's make it all the way on all parts of me. The driving Tiffany, the exercise Tiffany, the, mom, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, if you have a different example, go for it. But I was just trying to, yeah, what part of me no longer fits?
Well, like the people pleasing part,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
You know,
We all
that's
do
like
that.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like the yes girl, right? Or,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's lack of boundaries, which we had a whole discussion about boundaries
Yes.
recently. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, you know what? That part of me no longer fits um, with where I want to go, with with the type of person I want to be. It creates extra stress in my life. I'm doing things that are not in alignment. I'm stressing myself out. Like, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's so
Mm-hmm.
many things
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the people pleaser usually ends up putting aside their own
Their
stuff,
self. Right.
themselves, in order
Mm-hmm.
to please other
Mm-hmm.
people. So yeah, think about that. What part of you is no longer fitting with where you want to go, who you want to become? And in that, you're going to learn, and you can ask yourself this: what am I learning about myself right now? Because that's going to teach you, like that people pleasing part, and that doesn't fit with me any longer. So what am I learning about myself right now?
That
That,
you're that
you
you're
know,
strong, that you're capable, and you're
hmm
becoming aware,
hmm
excuse me, of the automatic responses that you don't have to do.
hmm
Yeah, lots of things. So that's
hmm
another great question. What am I learning about myself right now?
hmm
And then who might I be becoming underneath all this change?
right. So I think if we stick with the people pleasing part,
Example.
sometimes that has also to do with a low self esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something you need to ask yourself, like, why am I a people pleaser? If this is just an example that we're going forward with. And what is underneath that? And who am I becoming when I'm no longer people pleasing? Well, I'm increasing my self worth and my self confidence, and things like that. So those are some examples.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, people pleasing is also an ego thing too, because you're looking for gratification all the time and you're getting it, but you're expending yourself to get it. So
Mhm.
it's like kind of a whole ironic thing that doesn't really serve over time.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
So if you weren't a people pleaser, what would you be looking like?
Mhm,
Who would you become under that?
mhm, mhm. Yeah. So I guess some of the takeaways are, this takes time. You don't have to rush
Mm-hmm.
through this process, this healing growth, healing journey. Growth takes time, and don't rush it, and sit with it.
Because once you heal something, something else is going to come up that you didn't realize before. It's just a wonderful evolution of self, really, really.
Yeah.
mindfulness is really a great thing.
Yeah.
So taking the space, the time, the grace. You don't need to
Mhm.
have everything figured out to trust where you are, who you are.
Right.
It's all part
Right.
of the process, as everybody says.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So maybe this season in your life is not about getting back to who you once were,
Sure.
right?
Hmm.
And it's more about moving towards who you're becoming.
And we'd love to hear about it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
Yes.
love that. Thank you
Yes.
all for sharing below. We see some good comments. So thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
Car- uh, Carla,
hmm
yeah.
hmm
She just said great self reflecting tool to pull out when going through a season of resistance due
It's
to
due to
growth.
growth. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank
It's,
you, Carla.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like once the switch gets turned on, it gets turned on several times throughout the day, throughout the week, you know what I mean? It's like once your awareness is there and then something doesn't sit right, then you start learning to automatically start to step back.
Yeah.
What happened? What's going on? You know,
Yeah.
or why did I say yes right away? Damn, that was a habit. You know what I mean? And then
Mhm. Mhm.
sit with it and then go back and you know what? I responded too quickly. I need some time to all
Mhm.
that. It's exciting. It really is exciting. Moving
Yep.
through the world and creating a space to be grounded and create safety for yourself and for others is priceless,
Yeah.
you know?
Very good. Yeah. Especially for those that you interact with, those you care for or care
Mhm.
about,
Mhm.
and it's um, teaching them, you're modeling
Mhm.
for others too.
Yes. You can only be the example.
Right. Right.
And some
So,
days are better than others, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you,
Well,
everyone.
thank you everybody for tuning in. Please feel free to share us also. And then of course
Yes.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yes. And we'll be back here next Thursday. To be now, TBA, we're not sure what the topic will be yet. We'll see what flourishes over the weekend,
Yeah.
what sparks us. And if anybody has any recommendations or something they want to hear about, leave it, leave a comment
Yeah.
for us.
Yep. Let us know. Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right.
Have
Take
a good day,
care.
everybody.
Good night or goodbye. Good night. Have a good day.
Have
My
a good
gosh.
day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.